Hi guys, this is Mark with Cru in Indianapolis, and I was asked to give you a few tips on how to recruit for the FASTBREAK conference. My first thought is recognize the importance of FASTBREAK for your ministry. If you don't recognize that it's really important for your own ministry, if you think it's just an add-on to your ministry, then you're probably not going to be pushing too hard to recruit for it. One conference like FASTBREAK over one weekend is worth about 6 months of intentional ministry with a student on the campus. Kids today are crazy busy and it's hard to find time with them. But to get them away for a time to really focus on God, FASTBREAK is crucial. Amazing growth happens. So the first thing is recognize that it's important in your ministry. The second thing is talk about FASTBREAK until they're sick of hearing about FASTBREAK. Don't worry about talking about it too much. Keep talking about it. Make it a big deal. Get kids there because it is a big deal. 3, sign student leaders up early. This is probably the most important tip that you're going to hear. Sign your student leaders up early. In our ministry, the FASTBREAK falls on mid-January, January 13th or so, and the early bird deadline is like mid-December. So I tell my students you need to be signed up by Thanksgiving. But the reason you do this is if the student is going, then they say, hey, come with me. It's much more attractive to go with someone to a conference than you should go. I might go. I don't want to sign up if I don't know that you're going. So get your leaders to sign up early. It is the best way to recruit students to FASTBREAK. Another great way to make FASTBREAK a big deal in your ministry is to have your testimonies talk about FASTBREAK. Every week in our weekly meeting, we have someone share their testimony, or we might do a kind of a lighter testimony, a life story that's less prepared. But in the prepared testimonies, if FASTBREAK was a part of their story, and most of the times it was, we have our students talk about FASTBREAK. And it doesn't have to be a salvation part of their story, but somewhere in there where God used FASTBREAK in their life, we say, if He did, try to talk about it. And so all fall, everyone's hearing about this FASTBREAK conference. And it builds this anticipation for people maybe that have never heard of FASTBREAK to start asking, what's FASTBREAK and how do I get there? So by the time we start recruiting, people are already ripe and ready to go to FASTBREAK. So use those testimony slots to bring up FASTBREAK and cause that anticipation. Another thing that we do in our ministry to make FASTBREAK a big deal is in our small groups, I'll have our small group leaders pass around a sign-up sheet, probably about a month and a half before the deadline, the early bird deadline. In our ministry, we all meet on Monday nights. One Monday night is a big group meeting, and then the second week, every other week, is a small group meeting. We'll meet for a little bit in big group and do games and stuff, and then we'll break up and meet in small groups. And in those small groups, I have my students or my leaders talk about FASTBREAK. We'll pass around the sheet. If you went to FASTBREAK, talk about why it was good. Get some students to talk about that. But they write down basically their name, their phone number, if they'd like to go to FASTBREAK, yes or no. And then what are the barriers? And the 3 main barriers are money, their schedule, like sporting events, something like that, and their parents. Parents don't want them to go. So write down the barrier. And so the biggest value to this is you're having a conversation, they're talking about FASTBREAK a month or more before the deadline, and they're making decisions. They're writing, yes, I'd like to go to FASTBREAK. And they're seeing their friends write, yes, I'd like to go to FASTBREAK. And they're talking about it and getting it out there. And they're really making the decision to go to FASTBREAK far before the deadline. And it allows for this really healthy conversation to be going on in your ministry about FASTBREAK. Another big deal in getting a lot of kids to FASTBREAK is communicating well with the parents. If you're a conference like FASTBREAK, it costs a lot of money, and the parents are likely going to pay for a good chunk of that, or at least be very involved in a decision of whether they go or whether they don't go. And so communicating well with the parents is a big deal. If you don't already have some kind of email going out to your parents every week, jump on MailChimp.com or other service like that and just start it. Start it with a small group and just add to it. But for FASTBREAK, it's key because there's so many things they have to know how to register, they need to know how to pay, they need to know the deadlines. Get this information to the parents. Email's a great way to do it. So those are just a few thoughts on how to get kids to FASTBREAK. I hope you have a great time recruiting and getting your kids there. FASTBREAK is worth it. God does amazing things there.